Hey guys, Mike from BlindsOnline.com. I'm here today because I'd like to show you how to measure for either a wood blind, a faux wood blind, or a mini blind. The first thing that we would recommend that you guys do is go to our homepage at BlindsOnline.com and download a copy of the measuring worksheet. It'll just make things a lot easier, keep things organized, so lessen the chance of making a mistake. You can print out as many of these as you need. If you're doing multiple blinds, I would probably recommend filling out one for each blind. Now, we'd also like you to get a hold of a steel measuring tape. Okay, the steel measuring tape is the best way to go. Try not to use any fabric tapes or anything like that. You're going to get the most accurate measurement with this type of tape measurement. Okay, so if we're going to mount the blinds, if our plan is that we want to mount our wood, faux wood, or mini blinds inside the window frame, okay, then I'm going to ask that you take 3 measurements. We're going to take 3 width measurements. We're going to start with the very top of the window. We're going to go from inside here to inside over here. We're coming up with about 23 1/8 or so. Okay, then I'd like you to bring the tape measure down to the center, and I would like you to measure that same width. We're just checking to see if the window is square. We're coming up with about the same thing, 23 1/8, and we want to also check that bottom measurement. And here I'm coming up with 23. So, of those 3 measurements, I'd like to take the smallest of the 3, round it to the nearest 1/8 of an inch. In this case, it's going to be 23 inches. So, if we're going to place the order as an inside mount, we're going to supply 23 inches as our width. We'll make the necessary deduction for it to fit properly, so don't worry about that. Now, as for the height, I'd like you to take 3 measurements as well. I'd like you to take the far left side. Come on, here I'm coming up with about 35 5/8. I'd like you to take that center measurement, coming up with about the same, 35 5/8. And then I'd like to go to the far right side, and I'm coming up with 35 3/4. Okay, so it looks like we're a little bit longer on the right side. I'd like you to supply us with the longest of those 3 measurements. This way we can make sure that when the blind comes down, it rests on the sill and it's not hanging above the sill in any place. Okay, that's for an inside measurement. So, smallest of the width measurements, longest of the height measurements. Ordered as an inside mount, we'll worry about the deductions on the width. Now, if you choose to mount the blinds outside the window frame, okay, the width measurements are a little bit different. If you have molding around the window, I'm going to ask you to go from the far left edge of the window molding to the far right of the window molding. In this case, we're coming up with 27 7/8. Okay. If we're plan on mounting our brackets directly to the molding, I'd like you to deduct 3/8 of an inch from that. Okay. The reason for that is when you place your brackets on the molding, I want to make sure the blind's just a little bit smaller so that it'll fit between the brackets. If we make it the exact same size, we're going to have a tough time getting the blind into the brackets. So let's do the math. We have 27 7/8 here as a width. We're going to deduct 3/8 of an inch. That leaves us with 27 1/2. So we're going to order our blind as 27 1/2 inches wide outside mount. Okay, now the next measurement, height measurement. We want to start from where we're going to be mounting. Here, we're going to the window molding. I'd like to start here and finish where we want the blind to finish. Now, if you have a windowsill that protrudes out, we're going to stop it at the windowsill. Let's say this had a windowsill popping out. Well, in that case, we'd probably be around 38 inches. But we don't have a windowsill, so we're going to continue down to the bottom of the bottom molding, 40 1/2 inches. So on this particular window, we're going to go 40 1/2 inches in height. Okay, so we have our width measurement, we have our height measurement, but we're not finished. Some folks might want to mount the blind up above the window as opposed to directly to the window frame. Okay, in that case, we're going to add additional inches for the height of the blind. If it's a wood or faux wood blind, add an additional 2 inches to your height measurement. If it's a 1-inch mini blind, add an additional 1 1/2 inches to your blind height. Okay, and don't forget to order the optional spacer blocks. The spacer blocks will push the brackets away from the wall so that when you operate the blind, they don't rub on the window molding. Okay, if you have any questions, please feel free to call me. The measurements are the most important part of the whole process. My name is Mike from BlindsOnline.com, and thanks for watching.